Okay, looks like we are finally doing this.
I am absolutely fired up. This is going to be great.
Yes,
I'm sure.
and we have our bowl of questions here. But before we get started with that, let's talk about why we're here.
Before we go into the bowl of questions, I would like to introduce myself. Hi, I am Yashika Agarwal. I build AI models by day and lead organizations by choice. I'm one of the co-founder and president of innovation for AI Women Leaders.
I'm Huma Wadud, also co-founder, and I've spent the last 2 decades turning ideas into deliverables and products that generate real business results. And I'm here to do everything in my power to help support women thrive and grow in this new AI landscape.
Yeah, well, I'm Chris Medina, and I focus on growth and partnerships. I like turning the we should into the we did. I'm another co-founder at AI Women Leaders, and I'm going to be focusing on the growth strategy and partnerships to carry this movement forward.
And you're listening to Closing the Gap, our podcast, our first podcast about making the tech leadership more inclusive. We are women-led, but our mission is open to everyone.
So let's start with a quick story about Dr. Fei Li, who created ImageNet, which is the backbone of modern AI because it is one of the largest, most important data sets in AI history. And what's really interesting about Dr. Fei Li is that early, about 2007, she had a mentor, and her mentor had mentioned that, I think you're taking this a little too far, and I really think that you need to grow with the field and not leap far down the road into the field. And she left anyways, and that leap became ImageNet, which is the backbone for self-driving cars, modern medical imaging, and basically the AI that we know today. When we got together that other day, we were talking about how women shouldn't have to make that leap alone.
Yes.
No, we don't. We don't, and it's not necessary.
Yeah.
So we definitely identified the gap, and we decided that we should build a solution, and that solution is AI Women Leaders. So we are a career accelerator, and we are looking to grow women and put them in those executive positions, put them in the boardrooms, and also help with wealth building opportunities. So that's why we're here.
And this is all about the peek into the conversations, what we all have been talking about behind the scenes. And that's what you're going to hear from us now. We are not bringing any kind of lecture. We are not doing any panels, right? We are just bringing some real honest conversations for everyone, for our audience.
So it's not going to be those warm, fuzzy vibes. It's really going to be real stories, real tactics, the real playbook to help you actually deliver results.
And I do want to clarify on our mission, it is women-led, but we're also inviting allies, right? Because in order to close the gap, it's not only women's work, but it's everyone's work.
Absolutely. So should we just go in?
Yeah,
Should
I
we
think
start
we
the
should.
questions?
The
Fire it
ball
up.
is hot, so we need to get into this.
All right. Should I pick one?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what we got. Oh, okay. So the first question is, why did we start this podcast?
I think you should answer that one.
All right. The first one is on me. I think it's a very simple answer, I guess. We have been talking to so many women leaders behind the scenes about their stories. This podcast is actually to bring the stories out. I have personally been so inspired with them. And I'm sure when our listeners listen to those stories, or when they join us and when we do some more events, they are going to be super inspired. And that's the goal for this podcast and the coming up events as well. I really want personally that listeners go with some inspiration where they feel I can do it too. And I know that we are based in Dallas, but I don't think we are going to be just Dallas.
We're definitely expanding this.
So
Such a huge demand for this.
For
People
sure.
are aching for this in their bones.
Right. So
Yeah.
this podcast is also not going to be just Dallas based,
No,
right?
I offered already to travel, so I'm there.
Exactly. So just making sure that our audience knows that we are going to bring all over the country, maybe all over the world as well, at some
Definitely.
right? Some AI leaders from Mumbai and maybe someone working in Austin about the data ethics,
Yeah.
right? So all those stories are just about making them feel confident.
Yeah.
I have joined a lot of women panels or conferences where people actually come and say that, oh, now I feel really inspired and I can do this too,
Makes a big difference.
right?
Yeah.
So if a women panel can do that, then maybe this podcast is going to be amazing
This is
for
going
them.
to go beyond that because this is
Yeah.
going to be public to everyone, not just those who attended the panel. So
Right.
definitely so many stories globally, right, around the world. Looking
Right.
forward to it.
So I also want to mention that we are not doing this alone. We cannot do this alone,
No.
right? We have our amazing core
Amazing.
team, which has been helping us from day one.
Yeah, like Angela Cortez.
Yes. Arpita Watts,
Ritika, Ragwan.
Raghavan, yeah.
We're going to have an amazing advisory board as well. Big names that we're excited to bring onto this podcast as guests.
And
Little spoiler alert.
yeah, and we are not going to bring only the known names.
Right.
We are going to bring some
and coming.
names who deserve to be known as well.
Yes.
And they are not yet known. We are also finding them as well. So if you know anyone, just maybe message us.
Yeah, put it in the comments, please, so that we can also start identifying them and introduce them to us as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely need to be heard.
Yes, and that's
Exactly.
what this is all about.
Right.
To uplifting women and creating that platform for visibility for everyone. So let's go on to the next question. What's the one thing we want this organization to change in people's lives?
Oh, I love this question.
I'll let you get started.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what we're here for is to help people take these complex concepts and put it in a way that they can actually take action. The landscape is just full of almost like dissonant, scattered information. And it's almost like you don't really know where to start. At one end, it's almost like information overwhelm. And then sometimes you'll actually get some information that's helpful, but it's really not something that you could stitch together into a skill that you can actually apply to improve your life. So we saw a definite gap there, and I think that we can definitely solve for that here.
So for me, I want us to change trajectory of careers, right? And to do that, we have to connect women with mentors, with supporters. We have to build that platform. So
Yeah.
it's just helping them build what they want their lives to be.
And I would like to add on to this that I think for me, I want people to transform from observers to builders.
Yes.
And this is something I actually connect as well, because I'll be true to you guys
Yeah.
today. Before starting this AI Women Leaders, I have had a lot of ideas that I want to build, I want to start on, but I never had that courage. I always felt like maybe I do not have enough information. I still need to learn a lot more.
You?
Yeah. I always felt that.
Man, you guys have to
because-
Google her.
Yeah.
No, because if you see someone starting a company or an organization, you feel like, oh, they already know everything. But that's not the truth. You learn when you start building it, right? You learn during the process.
Yeah,
It's
building
a-
So like what we want truly is to create the roadmap for women, and not just the roadmap, like keep them on the ramp to build what they want to be.
to make that bridge. We are not really complaining about any gap. We are not really complaining about fairness. We are here to build the bridge between the observer and the doers, so that everyone feels or everyone takes this from this organization. It's the time to do it, because we are going to provide all the tools. We are going to provide the mentorship from the world-class leaders. So that's what is going to help them, and that's what is helping me, because since the day we have started, I have been learning a lot. And if I can learn with this organization in just small period of time, I'm sure people, the members, the volunteers, everyone is going to learn a lot. And I don't see this as just some other networking organization.
We're going to get to that question,
Sorry.
so don't get
It's
ahead of
just,
yourself.
To add on to what you were saying, I've heard that the more perspectives that you include, you have a better output.
Yes.
And it's almost like a QA, quality control, like you actually have a better outcome.
Yeah, I agree. Well, do you want to grab on the next
All
question?
right, let's go. I'm going to pick the
Answers.
hard one. You
Yeah.
ready?
I hope
Yeah.
not.
Okay, ready for this? What makes AI women leaders different than every other women in tech group?
I love that. I love that. So we are not another Women in Tech club. We are a career accelerator. A lot of the Women in Tech networking groups offer visibility or
Right.
a community, which is really important, but we focus on the outcomes. So we want to make sure that we provide that support and platform to everyone to be able to grow, right, with an actual on-ramp, not just a roadmap, building the blueprint. So to do that, we are going to be focusing on different tiers of membership, because every single person is in a different stage of life and they
Yeah.
need different
Yes.
type of support. So we acknowledge that, and we're going to be helping out. So this is going to retrofeed, because from the students to the executives, there's all different needs and we need each other. So that's what we're planning.
Definitely meeting people where they are.
And most importantly, because we are AI women leaders, so we are going to use AI for everything. So people who are joining us, even if they are not in AI, they are going to help build this portfolio for themselves, learn AI while working with us.
But the difference is that we're not just AI focused, we're business focused too, because we focus and we acknowledge that we need the business and leadership strategy focus to be able to help. And this is not just for women, as we all know. We invite allies and supporters, and it's not just about making this pie smaller. It's about making a bigger pie for everyone.
I love that.
We love to eat. I know that.
So yeah, to that. So I love that you underscored that it's not just somebody who's from an engineering background.
Of course
is
not.
a way to leverage applied AI to improve your life,
Yeah.
to future-proof your career.
Exactly. Marketing, business, sales. We all ourselves are from different fields.
Yeah.
And we are building AI, learning AI, and helping us grow each other.
Yeah.
So actually, we're actually echoing that. Like we all have different perspectives.
Oh, 100%.
Exactly.
I'm not an engineer, guys. So
Yeah,
I definitely
I think
don't.
that's
and-
important.
Yeah, that's really important.
That's very important. So
But AI does provide those opportunities. So you don't have to have that technical background to be able to leverage AI to create those opportunities. So that's what we're focusing on. So not just the technical
How
piece,
you
but
use
the
it.
business piece, and giving that platform to everyone, not only people in the tech industry.
And this industry is growing so fast right now. We all have been seeing it. So I'm
Yeah.
sure people need to learn fast as well now. So
I love how you talked about the different tiers, because it's like we're meeting people at different stages of their journey.
yes.
So
That's
Lovely.
great.
Well, actually, it's your turn.
Okay. All right. How did you land on the name AI Women Leaders and the tagline?
That's a great question.
I think I have some thoughts on that. So remember, we were going back and forth, round and round a little bit. You know, we thought we would probably use some metaphors and
So many ideas.
so many ideas, just lots of iterations. But then we thought back, like, what actually communicates? What would actually be impactful? And so I think we landed on something that's very intentional. AI is obviously the focus, where we're focusing on. And then women leaders, that's our mission.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just why make it more harder than it needs to be? It communicates, people get it. Before I even finish telling people about it, they're like, when, where, how can I get involved?
We want women leaders, and specifically AI women
Right.
leaders.
Yes.
And this, again, not going to the technical piece,
Yeah.
but also to everyone.
Yeah.
Right. We have been seeing since this has started, people have been really excited about it, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's the best name you could have come up with.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I will grab the next question. What does closing the gap mean to you personally? I'm going to start with you.
I think for me, it's about the technical integrity and the community.
Right.
Being working in AI for past 7 years, I know that firsthand, when you are building the AI models and you are just like half of the population is building it, right? We are really making our models bias. It's actually connected to what you said previously, that if you're not at the table, your perspective is not in the code. So if
Yeah.
you're not in the code, that means the model is going to be biased. And that's what the gap needs to be closed.
Frightening.
I was actually writing an article which we recently published about why AI needs more women at the table.
Yes.
And while doing that research, we actually figured out that there have been a lot of numbers. The data is mind-blowing, because when you see, you'll be shocked to see that such a less number of women are there in the leadership roles,
Yeah.
even in tech, right? And I want to point out this thing, that recent data by App Figures, which is for 2025, they figured out that they researched about this, that only 75% of users, of ChatGPT users, are men.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
You can check out this data in our
Amazing.
article, actually.
Okay, I
but
didn't know.
yeah, so that, like, there are a
Learn
lot
something
of information like this, right? So this data is what makes me feel the gap needs to be closed now. So it's about the technical part, it's about the community, but it's also about the vision as well. I want, when we walk to the big conferences, I want to see more AI leaders, not just AI leaders, but more women leaders as a keynote speaker, not just the women panel, actually.
I kind of dislike that. Like, it is important to have women in tech, but why differentiate it with a women
In
track?
panel.
Women
Right.
track. Like, Yeah,
Exactly.
It should be inclusive. But
So
I
that's another gap I feel which needs to be fulfilled. Again, we are not fighting with anyone here,
No.
right? We are just
Right.
bringing the voices out. We are just bringing the people who deserve to be known.
I think so
So-
too. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I really love how you brought that up about the panels because you're right. Why is it a little niche in the corner? Like it doesn't make a lot of sense. And I think the reason why that might be is just because I feel that women don't feel like they're being seen and heard.
Yeah, that is.
And I feel that having such a strong presence and providing forward motion to make sure that we're integrating all the voices and actually amplifying all the voices together, regardless of your gender identity or where you came from. It's like you said earlier about the pizza. I'm thinking about pizza. But the rising tide should lift all.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. So to me, closing the gap means just giving the people the platform and support, right, to grow their careers, to pivot, to shift and take opportunities, right? And we can only do that with AI because it makes it so much easier than it used to be. Like we can build things from scratch and not have a whole team of technical people. Like
build your
vibe
own
coding
SaaS.
is a real thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, you need to learn how to vibe code, but the secret is prompting is not that hard. It's just like
Just
knowing how
English.
to. It's English,
Yes.
knowing how to use proper English, which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think this is such a great opportunity, and what we're looking to close here, the closing the gap, is just providing that platform for women to just change their lives in their careers.
So I'm hearing like closing the gap in like accessibility of knowledge, accessibility of skills too.
So are you saying when we are closing the gap, we are opening the future?
Oh my gosh.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, that-
yes,
right?
we
That's
are.
our
Nailed
tagline.
it.
Yeah.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
but I think that it's important to see specifically AI women leaders because you have to see it to dream it, and we're never going to build that pipeline if we don't make that visible.
Absolutely. Looks like it's my turn to pick out a question. All right. So what is the one thing that we want people to take away from this series of podcasts? I don't know if we want them to just take one thing away.
No, it's a
Oh,
lot of
lots.
things, but for me, it's a playbook, right? I want this to not just be a theory. I want this to be practical. And we are going to be teaching people the how to become executive leaders, how to build with AI, how to find mentors and sponsors that open the doors, right? So that is what I want from this, not just a nice little roadmap or theories, or obviously we're going to listen to a lot of incredible stories, but the playbook. That's what we're going to be offering here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll just pile up on this. For me, it's also about the belongingness. When people feel that the stories they are listening belongs to them, they learn something from them, right?
Yeah.
That's why we are here for. I mean, we are not just bringing the stories, we are bringing some real conversations from this podcast. So, and the most important part is, I think you already mentioned this, Chris, that AI is not just for the technical people, right? So we are going to bring a lot of people from marketing, from sales, from all over different industries. So when they share their stories, when they share their playbooks, then people can feel the belongingness that, yes, if they can learn about the technical part, then why can't I?
Yeah.
And that's all I think.
That's all we want. That's
Yes.
all, we're just here to help with that.
I think that kind of unified approach is what's missing. Thanks for mentioning that because I really think that's what's missing out there because I haven't seen like a holistic take on it like the way that you're describing.
Yeah.
So, and to kind of build on what both of you already mentioned, you said something about practical toolkits and playbooks. And I would like to just take that a little step further. It's that practical empowerment.
Yes, yes.
You
That's
know?
a big word. That's what.
Yeah, I think that sums it up. It's practical empowerment, the feeling that you are confident in your skills, confident in your abilities, and you feel that you can, yes, I belong here.
Yes.
I belong here and I can do this.
Yes.
I think empowerment is what we define in the organization, in the podcast, and even in our events.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
I think so too. I
Okay.
think so too. You just reminded me of a phrase that I always teach my two little girls. And well, we actually got this from one of their classes. But every time that they're scared to do something or that they feel frustrated, we go with, I am strong, I am brave, I can do this. So I love that.
I think I was doing this morning.
Those are great words of affirmation. So.
Yes, definitely. And even before starting this organization, I was doing the same as well, because I really wanted to feel that I can do this. And
Yeah,
so,
I think we are.
yes,
You know,
we
I
are
think we
already.
were all doing that, but we were doing it alone. And that's the
Yes.
difference. I feel like we shouldn't have to do it alone. And already this experience has really paid off dividends. I feel like I've had that support just even brainstorming on the series with you, brainstorming our upcoming events, outreaching.
And everything that we're going to accomplish with AI Women Leaders.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. And so it's already paying off. And so if it's paying off for me, and I've only been active for like a short amount of time in the grand scheme of things, just think about how much we can accomplish. Like,
Exactly.
when
And
we're at
as
scale.
many more people join us, members, officers, I think we are learning from them too.
Yeah.
Right? So-
100%.
Yeah.
100%. We don't know it all. So we need all the help that we can get because this movement is massive and we need everybody's help. Again, women led, but not just for women. So anybody
Yeah.
can help.
Should we go to the next one?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it's your turn.
take
And
it.
the last one.
It's the last
yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Should we get a drum
Almost
roll?
there.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Drum roll. All right. So, what's that one moment that made you say, yes, we need AI women leaders?
One moment.
I think there were a lot of moments.
Moments,
but
a lot of
what-
moments.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not just
What do you
one.
think?
Well, I mean, I was going to attend this AI research conference, and I wanted to see if there were people who were representative of myself. And interestingly enough, I do know that the talent, I follow everybody on LinkedIn. I follow people on X, and I'm reading about their contributions. I know they exist, but they're not on stage oftentimes. They're not at the tables. And just kind of seeing that disparity in a very physical, real, visual way, it just made me want to dig deep and figure out, like, maybe there's something that I or others like together can actually do something about it, you know?
And it's not only on stage, honestly.
Right.
Like I just was at a conference yesterday, and it is wonderful to actually see how there's a line in the restroom for men's and not for women. Like, when did that ever happen?
Oh,
You know what? So I was at
Yeah.
one of the event where I was one of the panelists,
Yeah.
women panelists.
I remember that.
So there were a lot of people when the keynote speakers were going on and the sessions were going on. But when the women panel started, I know women panels, people see, oh, they are just going to talk about the stories or maybe like that. I mean, we know that there is some kind of mindset for people, and that's why we see less number of audience. But when I was back from that panel, people came to me and they were actually mentioning that where can we have more these kind of women panels or speakers? I
Yeah.
feel inspired.
Same for
Right.
me. Yesterday at that conference, they were talking about building themselves, and I love to hear that younger generations want to build
Yeah.
just like us.
yeah.
And there's a lot out there. Again, like there are network and community focused organizations, but what we want to help out is not only with that support, but also helping you build and creating outcomes.
And I actually, even before we started this podcast or before we even launched, I actually just mentioned to people about AI women leaders, and I always got good answers, like the excitement. I see that, that, oh, yes, we need it. Like everyone, I'm not just specifying women, everyone has been like that so far that, oh yeah, we need this one. Can we help somehow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see the excitement people already have.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we talked about a lot of what we're going to be doing. So with that, I think that's a wrap.
Yes, that's the wrap.
So over the next few weeks, you're going to see other episodes coming out.
And if you are listening this, you are actually already the part of this organization and the movement. Please follow us on LinkedIn. You will be hearing a lot more from us. We are also on Substack.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
On YouTube now and Instagram
Yeah.
as well.
So like, subscribe, and comment.
And help us close this gap
Yeah.
all together.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.